I think one thing that the majority of people in the world are worried about nowadays is that we're saying that the world is going full. I mean, there's more and more terrorism and violence, and when you switch off the TV, you only see violence and all these things. So I have several questions. The first is, I'm conscious that I think that there's more and more people that are looking away to make the world better, like people who are looking for Dharma or people who are doing yoga. There are many, many people now being conscious that there is something we have to do. But at the same time, I think that world is going worse and worse. I mean, in the sense that violence, or even in climate disasters or political people. I mean, I think it's really a chaos. The world is going. So the thing, one of my questions is it worth what we are doing? This minority of people who are trying to be better and change the world. Is it worth, and is it enough? Can really, can we really change things, or is it? Do you think it's gonna change the minds of? Can we do our effort? Can it have an effect on this majority of people who are violence or these things? And then, for example, when you're directly touched by terrorism, or when it happened, when you're not expected in, and it touched people you love, or you lose someone, how can you avoid to feel hate and angry and all this? I mean, when you're directly touched and you lose some people in this kind of acting, how can you avoid to feel all these bad feelings?
I think it's worth doing something. We have to do something, yeah? We have to do as much as we can. Even if there is nobody else, only one person also should do it. You know? That's what I think. Is it enough? No, it's not enough. It's not enough. It has to be by majority. It has to be, you know, the majority of the people have to really support and value compassion and kindness, yeah, which is not the case at the moment. People almost worship like you know, somebody who is ruthless. Yes, ruthless, you know, who has... Yeah. Because when you elect a president or something like that, you know, if he looks very, very compassionate, you say, no, he's not good enough. He's too compassionate. He's too soft. You know, you want somebody who's, you know, like George Bush. Yeah? Donald Trump. Somebody who, you know, then he's very good. Yeah? But it's not only the presidents, you know, at every level. The bosses, you know, executives, even the principals of schools. Oh yes, he's very good because he's very strong. Yeah? So, at the moment, people almost worship ruthlessness. They look up at ruthlessness. how can there be peace if people value ruthlessness? Really, it's just, like strength. Of course, they like people to be kind and compassionate, but they think that's inefficient. They think it's inefficient. That's totally wrong, but that's how people think. There's been brainwashed because they've been told that if you kill 1 million people, you are a great person. People look up to Mao Zedong as a great person. People look up to Stalin as a great person. All those kind of people who have killed millions of people are great. Yeah? That needs to change, That needs to change. In the schools, who are taught, which people are given as the examples, as the, as the role models? Those people? Alexander the Great. I don't think anybody reads about Ashoka. Buddha. No school. Even if they read it as just a kind of what can you say? A kind of a teacher. Teacher is rather useless. Yeah. These days, teachers are useless. Nobody respects teachers because they don't earn millions of euros. So there has to be this understanding that compassion and all these things are really valuable and important, and then I think things can change. But one thing is also clear, that it's not really majority who are doing this terrorism. It's very minority who is doing the terrorism. But it looks as if it's the majority because it's so much advertised. When there's a little bit terrorist activity, the whole world knows about it. Yeah? Terrorists. And then everybody. Isn't it? It's true. It's like that. And then it looks as if, it seems as if there's the whole kind of, everybody is affected. It's not totally like that. The only problem is that those majority who are not terrorists does not kind of protest against that, does not so strongly speak against those terrorists. It's kind of, many people are silent. I think that's the problem. People, that's the big problem, I think. That's why I don't know what will happen. Nobody knows what will happen. Well, I don't say nobody knows. Maybe somebody knows. I don't know. But we don't know what can happen. But, it can turn good this way or that way. People can, majority of the people in the world wants to, it's not just about doing meditation and yoga. It's about compassion. It's about kindness. It's about peace. It's about non-violence. If that is valued, then the world can change. The world can change very easily, actually, if we all want. We just have to be kind to each other. If everybody or majority of the people really make a decision that I will be kind to everybody else or kind to each other, I think tomorrow we have like heaven on earth. Then there will be no wars, there will be no atrocities, there will be no, no cheating, no harming each other, and that's done. But people are not convinced about that. So this is what, But these ideas has to come from one person to one person to one person. And really have to understand that being kind, being compassionate, being, Six Paramitas is necessary for us. People have to really, everybody knows. I think it's everybody will, everybody is totally generous. Everybody really well behaving. Everybody is really patient. Everybody will be, doing something, working very hard in a good way. Everybody has, clear mind and calm mind, and everybody is very wise, and that's very nice, no? I don't think there's nobody who would not wish that to happen. But I will not be the one who will do that. Other people has to do that. Other people has to be generous. Other people has to, well behaved. Other people has to be patient. Other people has to be good. Then it didn't work. No, it hasn't worked. Actually, that's the whole point. This Six Paramitas. If the world is, if the majority of the people are like that, the world is transformed. It's like heaven. If one person, really one person, even becomes like that, fully, is called enlightened. Is or she is enlightened. That's it. When we talk about enlightenment, we are not talking about something really kind of mysterious. It's like that. If somebody really becomes, really becomes Six Paramitas, these six things, if they really embody, that person is enlightened. Yeah? That's it. But but I sometimes feel that, people we all look at negative things also too much, When we only look at the negative things and what is wrong and what is bad, then we only see that. Then we are affected in that way. Oh yes, everybody is bad, everything is going bad, everything is. If you look at the positive side, I think there are lots of positive things also happening now in this world. Majority of the countries in the world is not on war. Yeah. Some years ago, His Holiness Dalai Lama said that he asked the Queen Mother, the one who died, at 100 and after 100 years or more. He asked her, what do you think? The world has become better or world has become worse? And he said, she didn't have to hesitate. She said, oh, the world has become much, much better. Because she said that when I was young, there was not even this word called human rights, and things like that. It was so bad. And now, there's all talking about human rights, equality, democracy, and all these kind of things. And many, many things like that. He said, the world has become much, much better. I think we also need to look at history a little deeply and see what happened. There was always war. When was the time in the history where there was no war? There was no time. Maybe the weapons that is used is a little bit different, is worse. But there was always wars and, atrocities and, all these things. Anyway, hopefully it will get better.